In the heart of San Francisco Bay, surrounded by cold, churning waters and ever-present winds, sits a brooding, lonely island, Alcatraz. Its silhouette is unmistakable, rising starkly from the waves, a silent sentinel that has watched over the city for generations. Known simply as the Rock, this island has become a symbol of both fear and fascination, its name echoing through the annals of American history. From the city's bustling piers, Alcatraz appears almost serene, floating on the bay like a mirage. But beneath that calm exterior lies a place with a reputation as dark and turbulent as the waters that surround it. For decades, this was the end of the line for America's most dangerous and notorious criminals, a fortress designed to be inescapable, where hope was as scarce as mercy. The infamous San Francisco fog often rolls in, swallowing the island in a thick, ghostly shroud. It adds to the island's air of mystery and menace, making Alcatraz seem even more isolated and unreachable. Alcatraz is more than just a prison, it's a symbol of isolation, punishment, and lost hope. Its cold, concrete walls and steel bars have witnessed countless stories of despair, longing, and the relentless passage of time. Inmates could hear the distant sounds of life drifting across the water from San Francisco, music, laughter, the hum of the city, a cruel reminder that freedom was so close yet forever out of reach. The psychological torment of being so near, yet so far from the world, was as real and punishing as the steel bars that held them captive. Today, as we approach the Rock by ferry, we're not just visiting a tourist site, we're stepping into a legend, a place where history and myth are forever intertwined. This is where stories of crime, punishment, and daring escape attempts have become woven into the fabric of American folklore, capturing the imagination of people around the world. So, as we cross the threshold and begin our journey into the heart of Alcatraz, prepare to uncover the secrets, the legends, and the chilling reality of life on the Rock. Alcatraz's story began long before it became a prison. In the 1800s, the U.S. military built a fortress here to guard San Francisco's harbor, complete with over 100 cannons. It later served as a military prison, holding deserters and Civil War prisoners. By the 1930s, America needed a new kind of prison, one that could contain the era's most notorious criminals. In 1934, Alcatraz was transformed into a maximum-security federal penitentiary. Everything was designed for controlled tool-proof bars, remote locks, and watchful guard towers. There was no rehabilitation, just strict discipline and isolation. Inmates received only the basics: food, clothing, shelter, and medical care. Life was so rigid that most begged to be sent elsewhere. For nearly 30 years, Alcatraz was the last stop for the nation's most troublesome inmates. Alcatraz held only a few hundred inmates at a time, but its roster reads like a true crime hall of fame. George Machine Gun Kelly, once a feared gangster, became a model prisoner here. Alvin Creepy Karpus, the longest-serving inmate, witnessed the prison's entire history. Robert Stroud, the Birdman of Alcatraz, spent years in solitary, stripped of his passion for birds. Arthur Doc Barker died in a failed escape, and countless others left their mark on the island's legend. Each cell tells a story of men cut off from the world, their hopes and identities erased. Walking these cell blocks, you can almost feel the weight of their presence. Alcatraz wasn't just a prison, it was a stage for America's most infamous criminals. Their stories still echo in the cold, damp air. No name is more linked to Alcatraz than Al Capone. His legend looms large over the island, casting a shadow that endures to this day. For many, Capone is the face of American organized crime, a symbol of both ruthless ambition and inevitable downfall. Once the undisputed king of Chicago's underworld, Capone built an empire on bootlegging, gambling, and vice during the Roaring '20s. He was untouchable for years, orchestrating violence and corruption on a scale the city had never seen. But in a twist of fate, it wasn't bullets or betrayal that ended his reign, it was tax evasion that finally brought him down. Even after his conviction, Capone tried to wield influence from behind bars, bribing guards and manipulating fellow inmates. But in 1934, authorities decided to make an example of him. He was transferred to Alcatraz, the new maximum security prison designed to hold the nation's most notorious criminals. On the Rock, Capone was stripped of his power, reduced to just another number, AZ 85. The strict rules and isolation of Alcatraz left no room for special treatment. He was forced to work in the prison laundry, a far cry from his days as a feared mob boss. The relentless routine and harsh discipline broke Capone's spirit. His health, already weakened by untreated syphilis, began to fail rapidly. The man who once commanded armies of gangsters now struggled with confusion and paranoia, his mind slipping away in the cold, damp corridors. Capone spent his final years on Alcatraz as a shadow of his former self. Isolated in the prison hospital, he found solace in music, strumming a banjo behind closed doors. The kingpin who once ruled Chicago was now just another broken inmate, lost in his own memories. His story is the ultimate example of Alcatraz's purpose: to break even the most powerful, to remind all who entered that no one was above the law. The island was designed to erase egos and reputations, and in Capone's case, it succeeded. When you stand outside cell 181, you're not just looking at a prison cell, you're standing at the epicenter of one of crime's greatest downfalls. The walls here witnessed the unraveling of a criminal empire, brick by brick. On the rock, everyone was equal, no exceptions. The same iron bars held mob bosses and petty thieves alike, erasing the lines between legend and ordinary man. Capone's fall is a chilling reminder of the island's power, a place where even the mightiest could be humbled, and where the echoes of lost power still linger in the mist. The authorities claimed no one ever escaped Alcatraz, but the 1962 breakout still fuels debate. Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers vanished from their cells, leaving behind dummy heads to fool the guards. Over months, they dug through concrete with stolen spoons and built a raft from raincoats. On a foggy night, they slipped into the bay and disappeared. The official story says they drowned, but no bodies were ever found. Over the years, rumors and alleged sightings have kept the mystery alive. Did they make it to freedom? No one knows for sure. Their escape transformed Alcatraz from a fortress into a legend. The story endures, a testament to human ingenuity and the unbreakable will to be free. The rock's greatest secret remains unsolved, and that's part of its enduring allure. Visiting Alcatraz today is a powerful, immersive journey. The ferry ride from San Francisco sets the mood. Each minute the island looms larger and more imposing. Once ashore, you're surrounded by crumbling buildings and rusting towers, the air thick with history. The highlight is the audio tour, narrated by former guards and inmates, sharing first-hand stories of life on the rock. You walk Broadway, peer into tiny cells, and stand in the infamous solitary confinement block. The stories are raw and moving, tales of loneliness, fear, and survival. Standing inside a cell, you feel the cold concrete and the weight of confinement. The experience is emotional, making the past feel immediate and real. Alcatraz becomes more than a museum, it's a living reminder of justice, punishment, and hope. It's a place you'll never forget. The self-guided tour lets you explore Alcatraz's most haunting spaces. The main cell block is a maze of tiny claustrophobic cells, each one a story in steel and stone. D block, the segregation unit, is especially chilling. Total darkness, silence, and despair. The dining hall, nicknamed the gas chamber, was the most dangerous room. Tear gas canisters ready overhead. The recreation yard offered inmates a rare glimpse of the outside world, always under armed watch. Beyond the cell house, you can visit the ruins of the warden's house and the prison hospital. The views of San Francisco and the Golden Gate Bridge are stunning, and a cruel reminder of lost freedom. Every corner of the island holds echoes of the past. The beauty of the surroundings only amplifies the harshness of confinement. Alcatraz is a place where history feels alive. Planning a visit to Alcatraz? Whether you're a history buff, a true crime enthusiast, or just curious about one of America's most legendary landmarks, a trip to the Rock is an unforgettable experience. But to make the most of your adventure, a little preparation goes a long way. Book your tickets early. Tours sell out fast, especially during weekends and holidays. Tickets are often gone weeks in advance, so don't wait until the last minute. The only official way to reach Alcatraz is through Alcatraz City Cruises. Be cautious of unofficial vendors or resellers, as they may charge more or even sell invalid tickets. The day tour includes a scenic ferry ride and a fascinating audio tour narrated by former guards and inmates, bringing the prison's stories to life. For something extra special, try the night tour. It's spookier, more intimate, and offers exclusive access to areas closed during the day with dramatic views of the city lights. Dress in layers. The weather on the bay can shift from sunny to chilly in minutes, and fog often rolls in unexpectedly. The island is famously cold and windy, even in summer, so a windbreaker or sweater is a smart choice. Wear comfortable shoes, you'll be walking a lot, often up steep hills and uneven paths. The terrain is rugged, so sturdy footwear is essential. There's no food service on the island, and eating is only allowed at the dock, so plan ahead. Eat before you board and bring a refillable water bottle to stay hydrated during your visit. Most visitors spend about 3 hours exploring, but you're free to stay longer and soak in the atmosphere. Just be sure to check the ferry schedule. Missing the last boat means a long night on the island. The National Park Service has preserved Alcatraz's authenticity. Peeling paint, rusting bars, and all. Every corner tells a story, and the atmosphere is hauntingly real. Remember, this isn't a theme park. It's a powerful journey into a dark, fascinating chapter of American history, where you can almost feel the echoes of the past. For true crime fans, history lovers, or anyone seeking a unique adventure, Alcatraz is a must-see. Prepare well, and your visit to the Rock will be one you'll never forget. Why does Alcatraz still grip our imagination? It's more than an old prison. It's a stage for stories of crime, punishment, and the human spirit. Legends like Al Capone and the 1962 escape have become modern folklore. The island forces us to imagine life behind bars, freedom just out of reach. Alcatraz makes us confront justice, desperation, and hope. True crime stories let us explore the darker side of humanity from a safe distance. Standing on the Rock, history feels tangible, its secrets almost within reach. Don't just visit, engage with the stories, the mysteries, and the people who lived them. Every ruin has a story to tell, if you're willing to listen. The Rock is waiting. Are you ready for the expedition?